Question 1. To facilitate easier vehicle handling and ensure compliance with mandatory load limits, how should cargo be loaded in terms of weight distribution? A. As evenly as possible over each axle. B. Whatever's easiest. C. As evenly as possible over the rear axles. D. As evenly as possible over the front axle. The answer is A. As evenly as possible over each axle. Question 2. How can load distribution impact vehicle performance and safety? A. Your vehicle's travel time. B. Your vehicle's stability and maneuverability. C. Your vehicle's aerodynamics. D. All of these. The answer is B. Your vehicle's stability and maneuverability. Question 3. Why is it important to distribute the load so that its center of gravity is positioned where? A. As far forward as possible. B. As high as possible. C. As far back as possible. D. As low as possible. The answer is D. As low as possible. Question 4. What is the maximum allowable length for a trailer when using a dolly? A. 13.25 m. B. 13.95 m. C. 14.15 m. D. 14.65 m. The answer is D. 14.65 m. Question 5. Under the Motor Vehicle Safety Act, what must all trailers and semi-trailers that are 2.05 meters wide or wider and have a gross vehicle weight rating of 4,500 kilograms or more be equipped with? A. Reflective strips. B. Engine retarders. C. Air over hydraulic brakes. D. Additional lights. The answer is A. Reflective strips. Question 6. What does WLL stand for in the context of cargo securement and vehicle safety? A. Working load limit. B. Wheel load limit. C. Weight load limit. D. Water lowest level. The answer is A. Working load limit. Question 7. What steps must a driver take to be permitted to drive a vehicle across a bridge or overpass if it exceeds the posted weight limit or legal load restriction? A. Must travel on that road outside of peak travel times. B. Must hold a special travel permit issued specifically for that purpose. C. Must have the vehicle inspected first. D. None of these. The answer is B. Must hold a special travel permit issued specifically for that purpose. Question 8. Under what conditions are certain vehicles typically exempt from the cargo securement standards regulation? A. Straight trucks. B. Farm vehicles. C. Flatbed trucks. D. All of these. The answer is B. Farm vehicles. Question 9. What is the maximum allowable length for a trailer without using a dolly? A. 14.65 m. B. 13 m. C. 12.5 m. D. 14.2 m. The answer is C. 12.5 m. Question 10. How far from the point where the cargo was loaded onto the truck must you inspect the vehicle's cargo and the cargo securement system and make any necessary adjustments? Not more than 60 kilometers from the point where the cargo was loaded onto the truck. B. Not more than 120 kilometers from the point where the cargo was loaded onto the truck. C. Not more than 160 kilometers from the point where the cargo was loaded onto the truck. D. Not more than 80 kilometers from the point where the cargo was loaded onto the truck. The answer is D. Not more than 80 kilometers from the point where the cargo was loaded onto the truck. Question 11. When an article is blocked or immobilized by a front-end structure, a bulkhead, or another immobilized article of cargo, how many meters of length require one tie down? A. 2.78 m. B. 3.04 m. C. 2.04 m. D. 3.27 m. The answer is B. 3.04 m. Question 12. Why is it important to avoid sudden steering or braking movements when negotiating a curve or turning at an intersection while driving a tank truck? A. The width makes it difficult to remain in your lane. B. The high center of gravity. C. The additional length. D. the additional weight? The answer is B, the high center of gravity. Question 13. What issues can arise if there is insufficient weight on the drive wheels? A. The brakes can fail. B. The wheels can spin. C. The vehicle can skid. D. All of these. The answer is C. The vehicle can skid. Question 14. What is the maximum allowable length for a semi-trailer? A. 16.2 m. B. 16.8 m. C. 14.8 m. D. 15.4 m. The answer is A. 16.2 m. Question 15. What should drivers do with their dangerous substances training certificate? A. The certificate is filled in the office. B. They must carry the certificate with them at all times when transporting dangerous substances. C. The certificate is given to the government. D. None of these. The answer is B. They must carry the certificate with them at all times when transporting dangerous substances. Question 16. The more articulations a vehicle combination has, the greater the risk of what? A. Of the second semi-trailer weaving back and forth. B. Of poor visibility in the mirrors. C. Of brake fade. D. Of brake fires. The answer is A. Of the second semi-trailer weaving back and forth. Question 17. What is the term used to describe the motion of a second semi-trailer weaving back and forth due to factors like bumpy roads, high winds, or abrupt steering? A. Fishtailing. B. Pendulums. C. Cattailing. D. None of these. The answer is A. Fishtailing. Question 18. For safety reasons, LCV, long combination vehicle, drivers must operate their vehicle only where visibility is clear for a distance of what amount? A. 2 kilometers or more. B. 500 m or more. C. 250 m or more. D. 150 m or more. The answer is B. 500 m or more. Question 19. For all types of double trains, what is the maximum allowable length for the second semi-trailer? A. 18.4 m. B. 16.2 m. C. 15.8 m. D. 16.8 m. The answer is B. 16.2 m. Question 20. What is the minimum number of consecutive hours of off-duty time required between two work shifts? A. 14. B. 12. C. 8. D. 24. The answer is C. 8. Question 21. When is the risk of overturning typically highest? A. With an overloaded trailer. B. In a curve or during high winds. C. During a tire blowout. D. Driver error. The answer is B. In a curve or during high winds. Question 22. What is the maximum load limit for long combination vehicles, LCVs? A. 62,500 kilograms. B. 72,800 kilograms. C. 67,500 kilograms. D. 48,200 kilograms. The answer is C. 67,500 kilograms. Question 23. To drive a long combination vehicle, LCV, what type of endorsement must be on your Class 1 driver's license? 8A, BT, CB, DC. The answer is BT. Question 24. On dry pavement, under what conditions does skidding typically occur? A. Your vehicle's center of gravity is very low. B. Your vehicle's center of gravity is very high. C. The weight is overloaded. D. None of these. The answer is B. Your vehicle's center of gravity is very high. Question 25. How many hours of off-duty time must a driver take each day? A. 12. B. 8. C. 6. D. 10. The answer is D. 10. Question 26. If the driver is following cycle 2, how many hours of on-duty time must they accumulate over a period of 14 consecutive days before no further driving is allowed? A. 110. B. 120. C. 140. D. 125. The answer is B. 120. Question 27. To be eligible for the endorsement, how many years must you have held a Class 1 driver's license and have sufficient experience driving a combination of road vehicles? A. 5. B. 7. C. 3. D. 10. The answer is A. 5. Question 28. How many hours of driving time are drivers allowed before they must stop, starting from the beginning of their work shift? A. 18. B. 12. C. 14. D. 13. The answer is D. 13. Question 29. From the beginning of a work shift, how many hours of on-duty time must a driver accumulate before they are not allowed to drive further? A. 13. B. 16. B. 14. C. 12. The answer is B. 14. Question 30. What is the maximum validity period for a special road train operating permit? A. 18. B. 12. C. 24. D. 6. The answer is B. 12.